Recording has started.
So we pick up where we last left off, or rather, a good few hours into the ride to the North Pole proper this time. You all have kind of settled back into your places, and nothing has really happened. Until suddenly you hear two doors open at the same time across from each other down the hall. And you just feel the heavy silence before you hear the breaking of it. With two young voices, one in a language none of you understand, and another one going, "Well, why are you wet?"
No, child, no!
Tsubasa just sitting up, just like, oh no, they've met. They. Fuck, I forgot his name. Atticus.
It's
Never.
Kien. His last name was Kyo, not Kyo, Koi.
Koi.
Jesus.
No, his sign name was Koi.
Yeah, they're different. The sign name is basically a diminutive version of your name.
Yeah. Typically only able to be given by someone who is a part of the deaf community.
But regardless, you do hear one voice that you can't understand and another one that you can, as Aku going, "Well, why are you wet?" As if she understood it.
That does get Tsubasa just sort of crawling over the bed. What is Aster? Is Aster still asleep on the floor?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Carefully stepping over Aster and just stepping out into the hallway to take a look.
You see two 9-year-olds looking at each other as if it's an old Western standoff. With both of them being around the same height, so they don't seem to be bothered by height difference at this point. The little girl that dipped into what was Aster's previous room, the one that you got the name of India, is peeking out of her room and looks nervous. And Ilsene is trying to keep Aku from, like actively provoking anybody on the train.
Yeah. Tsubasa is going to move forward just, hey, what's going on?
You, as you approach, India gets spooked and without a word dips back into the room and shuts the door kind of heavily. As if she didn't notice you were there at first.
Just the, oh, okay. Alright.
And you hear Ilsene go, I'm not sure. Just, I think these two have a sort of understanding that they're both the youngest on the train and are fighting for first place. They're fighting for baby position.
Yeah, Tsubasa's just for a brief moment staring into the middle distance before he looks between Aku and Atticus and just the I don't think we need to argue about that.
Aku points like the full, like, you're not supposed to point, it's rude gesture. And just, he asked me why I was blue!
Okay.
So I asked him why he was wet!
Okay, alright. Tsubasa is looking at Aku because is she blue?
She has blue hair and a blue tail and blue ears.
Okay.
She's very much blue. It's kind of a soft pastel blue.
Yeah. And as he says this, he does sign again for Atticus because he knows, he at least has the understanding that Atticus doesn't understand his English that well.
Mm-hmm.
and just okay. First and foremost, we don't ask each other why we're blue or wet. That and the pointing is rude.
He goes to speak, and the voice that comes out is as if you're listening to waves, ocean waves, crashing on the shore. You cannot understand it. Then he huffs and starts to sign, presumably the same thing he just openly said, which is why Aku had her expression shift from annoyance to indignation. Just of he signs to you the kind. Did I say you fully understood it, or understood kind of the basics?
He understood it well enough to at least get the basic idea.
So you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
He basically says that she's cheating. She's not actually learning anything.
What do you mean by cheating?
And Ilsene speaks up and goes, "Oh, sorry, he must be speaking about our translator necklaces. It's how everyone on the train can understand us from Eorzea, because we don't speak English either." And both of them reach up and tap at a sort of like, otherwise, like without them pointing it out, you would have never noticed it kind of hidden. There's a black band that is kind of translucent, so more of a gray color, with a single gem in the middle. For Aku, it is a kind of pinkish red garnet, and in the center of Ilsene's, it is a kind of bluish white diamond.
I mean, okay. So you guys have have that to just make it easier for you, yeah?
It's not cheating, by the way, just because I like to understand what people are telling me. Just sticks out her tongue, and Ilsene just, "Don't. That's rude, Aku."
Alright, okay. And he does turn to Atticus. It's just like, were you guys sent here to learn in that case? Like language?
The basic gist of what the long string of signs says that you can catch is he and India were basically supposed to be relaxing and learning about other worlds should they ever want to leave. So yes and no is the answer you get from that.
Okay. Well, in that case, wouldn't them and he does pause for a moment because how do you do air quotes in sign language without interrupting the sign? But
There's a sign for it.
yeah, no, he has to take a moment to remember it, and then wouldn't them cheating make it easier for you to learn in that case?
He seems to pause, then pouts. It seems that he was taught differently, but is not against it.
You know, that does get a little bit of a smile from Tsubasa. It's just this way you're able to, because it's obvious that there's going to be a struggle between other people on the train, and just, but he does just smile. It's just like there's nothing wrong with making things a little easier to learn, especially if you want to find out about other worlds.
There's a really long pause from both of the kids in front of you as they look from you talking as if they have been raised to, look at this person speaking. And look at each other and very hesitantly, kind of like a cat dipping like a hand into bathwater, and just gently reaches out a hand, and Atticus just rolls his eyes and takes her hand, and they do that awkward kid handshake of "I don't like you, but there's an adult around." Like,
Tsubasa.
that's the handshake you know very well, Tsubasa.
Yeah, no, he's just like, well, at least they're not arguing now. Or having a standoff. What?
And Aku goes to reach up to the necklace around her neck. It was more of a collar, but I hesitate to say that because she is a catfolk.
Yeah.
It is literally like a collar necklace sort of thing. And she reaches up, takes it off, and you see it kind of elongates as if it fits to the size of the neck. And she holds it out to you and starts to speak, and you can't understand her anymore.
Just, okay, alright. So, there's no argument or anything. He takes the necklace and he goes ahead and fastens it around his neck.
Make an Arcana check for me. Low DC.
Okay, I sure hope so. That's in athletics. There's the Arcana.
So it takes a moment for your mind to register that there's magic pulsing through this and the kind of magic that is pulsing through it. This is not an ordinary translator the way that a implant or a chip or something like that works. This is magical. And when you realize that, you try to connect your own magic to it, but your body kind of does that instinctive jerk of like, that's the wrong answer, kind of like when touching something hot.
Yeah.
And you pause for a moment. Okay, so it's magic. What kind of magic? This is familiar. Roll intelligence for me.
Just base intelligence.
Real low. Yeah, real low. Because you've been around this type of magic.
15.
You're fine.
Yeah.
This is similar to Barbie. Sort of adjacent divinity. Not quite God, but divine.
Oh.
So when you realize that, your mind shifts from using magic to letting whatever magic it has sink into basically your vocal cords, which doesn't really do anything, it seems. It just seems to take what you're saying as you test a few words here and there and translate them outward. And then Atticus speaks and goes, "Is it working?"
Yeah, it's working now, I think.
Okay, so she can be non-selfish. Nice.
The look that gets from Tsubasa of, hey, be nice.
You get the immediate look back of, no, giving me no reason to. Then you see Aku kind of skitter back into the room, having done a nice thing for the day.
She did her good deed, and that's it. She's done.
She did a
Voice-
selfless thing, and now she cannot speak to the rest of the fun people anymore. And Elsene nods, kind of bowing, and goes, "Sorry, I'll leave you to it," and closes the door behind her as she steps back.
I'll need to make sure to return this to her before we really get anywhere.
Atticus crosses his arms now, having realized he doesn't need to sign anymore, and thus doesn't need to think about what he's saying. So what are you?
Excuse me?
What are you? You don't look like Dad or Mom.
Well,
And you don't look like a human either.
I'm... Is he still technically a human, though?
As far as you know.
Yeah, it's just... Well, no, I don't look entirely human, yes, but I'm technically still human. Just...
You have horns and a tail.
I
don't
know.
think that constitutes as human.
I'm what is called afflicted.
I bet. Doesn't look friendly.
Well, it definitely was not a friendly moment. Me and my friends, a good number of us, are actually kind of like this.
Ouch. My condolences.
Appreciated, I think. But we're not exactly a common thing anyways.
Oh, so I got lucky enough. Okay.
This kid!
So, what's your insight?
Let me check that, let me double check. Yes, it is, 21.
You realize with him talking more than he's signing, the only reason he was polite in his signing is because he had to think about it. And it's not that he's impolite now, it's just he's the sort of young royal / regal, as you notice how he's acting,
Yeah.
that he doesn't know anything else. He knows what he was taught. And he wasn't taught about you.
I mean, you can consider it just expanding your horizons a bit more, I suppose. Oh, hey, Arthur.
Hey, what's the noise?
Well, a couple of the kids on the train were about to get into it, I think.
Ah.
But, and he does gesture to Atticus, and just, this is Atticus. He was one of the kids that got picked up on the last stop.
Can Arthur tell he's a royal?
What's your insight?
That's 14. Oh, normal foot? Oh no, passive, yeah, it's 14.
I'd say you can gather his stances of nobility. He's carrying himself with a level of importance. You don't know if he's royal or not.
Okay.
And Tsubasa, in clear, almost in politeness, Atticus looks over at Arthur and goes, "Oh God, it's the pointy ears again."
Hey!
What?
That's...
If you can't understand this person. They're talking basically in ocean waves.
Yeah, but he was responding to Tsubasa.
What did he
Yeah.
say in response to that?
You said what?
No, not you. It was... Brain is not fully braining. Tsubasa is fully aware that they're from Atlantis, yeah?
You know that the origin of the sign language was what was referred to in history books from your studies in your first year as basically the origin of all words was basically Atlantean, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, Tsubasa does look at Atticus just like, you're from Atlantis, yeah?
What about it?
Okay, we don't just call people pointy ears.
That he has pointy ears.
Yes, but that's rude.
How is it rude?
Because you're pointing out something on someone's body that they may or may not like.
He doesn't seem bothered.
I'm
He,
the
right? And looks back over at Arthur, that expression of, I can't tell.
I don't know what he's saying.
And you don't understand quite a lot of sign language, but you know there's a question being asked about you when he signs. And he pauses, trying to figure out the right, like, definition he goes with for pronouns, because there's not exactly, in Atlantean, there's not an actual sign for that. And Atticus just basically does an idle animation for a second, just bouncing back and forth, and just points at Tsubasa, goes, ask him. I don't want to be rude like that. Mom says it's bad.
ask him what? What was he asking specifically?
Is he a he?
Arthur just gets to see this expression cross Tsubasa's face of exasperation, but also trying so fucking hard not to laugh. As he looks at you, it's just, he wants to know if you're a he.
I don't know, Tsubasa. Am I a he?
I don't know. Are you? Yeah. And he does turn
Survey
to
says?
Yeah.
He does turn to Atticus.
Everybody
It's
says
just-
question marks.
He does turn to Atticus,
Only
just
one
like,
answer on the board, and she is not the one, apparently.
he does turn to Atticus after that. It's just, yes, Arthur is a he.
Are you sure? He looks like my cousin. My cousin's not a he.
What is your cousin
Gran-
then?
I'm not sure, but every time we try to say he or she or they just laugh.
That sounds kind of familiar. Anyways, yes, we're sure. Both of us are sure. You're a he, yeah, Arthur.
I'm a he.
Yes, he is a he.
Okay. There's a shrug from that, I guess. He's like, okay. Still pointy ears.
Don't call him that. His name is Arthur.
That's a weird name. Don't pointy ears normally have different names?
He wasn't. Just
Oh, he's like you. My bad.
yes.
Turns to Arthur. You understand the facial expression when somebody's apologizing.
He shrugs because, okay, whatever.
He has no idea
The
what was
exact-
happening.
Yeah, the exact words are, my condolences for your fate.
Rude little fucker.
Listen, just everything's good. Yeah, Lex is still asleep, right?
Probably not. Actually, because I don't know, probably.
How
Do you check up on him?
Yeah, he just kind of peeks through the door.
He's asleep. Out cold.
Yep, it looks like it.
Alright.
Looks-
Either way, Atticus, are you and it was India.
India.
It's just like, are you and India doing all right so far, or
Yeah?
okay?
I think you should be worrying more about yourself.
Why?
Because aren't we headed to the North Pole? Isn't that, like, bad for... actually, I shouldn't say that. Apparently that's rude. Because you said you're not a devil?
Oof.
No, I'm not a devil. Probably closer to a dragon, honestly.
Worse. Thank you. Even worse. Thank you.
And he just
And you hear from behind you through the door, kind of muffled, Atticus, be kind or else I'm telling Mom.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Alright.
And you just see Atticus kind of puff out his cheeks and just whatever. And turns and heads back inside.
And Tsubasa does step up to the door, give it a light knock as he goes ahead to take the necklace off.
Door peeks open slightly from Ilsene.
Yeah. It's just like, here, so she can actually understand everyone.
Thank you. She's still a little puffy about the situation, but thank you.
And he'll lean over a little bit, like he's trying to see Aku. It's just like, thank you, Aku. Let her know I said thank you, please.
You just see like the curl around her like feet, long tail. Like I want you to understand, me and Nini talked about this. She has sort of still the triangle tail, but it's long.
Yeah.
Because she's still baby.
She's a baby.
And she has the pinned back like airplane ears.
Yeah.
She's angry.
He'll still give her a smile, and even if she can't, whether she can or can't understand it, he does just a quick sign of thank you. Because why
And
not?
the door slowly, like, it's one of those things of, okay, and gently shoves you out.
But just Atlantean is really hard to understand, you know? But
Are you saying that to Arthur?
yes.
Oh, this is like the
And he
Sure.
does. Well, that's what they were speaking. Or at least their sign language was.
man. I love hearing half a conversation.
Try having the conversation without even half of it. I was just lucky enough that Aku was willing to give me her translator necklace thing.
Huh. I wonder why that's not a thing we have.
Hell if I know. Honestly, it would be nice if we could have that. It felt like it was a divine magic kind of thing too. I don't,
And
I'm
you
not-
hear from inside the car, the the cabin. You just hear Lex very, very softly go, "It's a graduation thing."
Ah.
oh, so we get it
I
after
told
next
you
year.
he wasn't sleeping.
You
Questionably.
did. You were just as iffy as I was. No.
You don't see the smile, but you hear it in his voice of like, "You weren't the one that, checked up on me, right?" Just the admittance of, yeah, that was a little bit deceitful, but then again, you were just at the door and not right next to me.
Just that, listen, it's your fault for not checking closer.
Lex, who has training in playing dead.
Yeah.
Tsubasa will just sort of. I'm assuming Arthur is taking up like the entire doorway at this point.
I think he's probably more like leaning on this side.
Yeah, so
Oh, there.
Tsubasa will just sort of lean in. It's just like, How are you feeling, Lex?
Like shit. Why?
Because I was concerned after you knocked the fuck out like that.
Tsubasa,
Yeah.
recount to me, just real quick, recount to me what I did in detail.
You touched Sandman. Sandman. Blah, blah.
Continue. I, a nobody, touched Sandman, the guardian of dreams.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Uh-huh. And he just kind of moves to where you can actually see just like how exhausted he kind of looks. Like he got sleep, genuine sleep without nightmares, apparently. But he didn't get any good dreams, so it's like that kind of weird space.
Yeah. Did you at least not get any nightmares?
Surprisingly. Why?
I was just wondering. At least no nightmares are better than nightmares.
I'm probably gonna have a pretty bad one soon, gonna be real with you.
Mm.
But he sits up and goes, but you have an odd look on your face.
I got sassed at by a 9-year-old. In a
Let it
different like.
happen.
You were standing right there. Did it sound like I let
didn't-
it happen?
Kinda.
You hear Lex kind of snort laugh and turn away and is like, nope, that wasn't me.
He's still leaning against the doorway, yeah? Like, how heavily is he leaning?
I'd say all the way.
Tsubasa's gonna reach over and push Arthur. He's trying to shove off her. He's trying to basically knock him off of balance.
Make a dex saving throw for me.
Which one of us? Both of us or just him?
Just him.
Okay.
Because as you do that, the fucking train starts to slow to a halt, which does throw you all off balance.
Do that a normal roll.
Do you want to roll again?
Oh, okay.
You are wearing the scarf, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're fine.
You whore.
It makes it so that you do like kind of stumble to the side briefly, but you catch yourself pretty easily. As Tsubasa, you do stumble a few steps forward as you hear the whistle start to blow of, the train starting to slow. And it does wake you all up.
Wait, are we at the North Pole now?
I don't know. Can we see from the window that Lex is at a little bit? From where we are? What do we see?
Pretty snowy.
Could be. It's very snowy out there.
I mean, it's a very strong likelihood.
Do you see anything more from there, closer to the window, Lex?
Trees.
So we know there's trees.
It looks like a forest, honestly. Might be stopping outside of the North Pole so we don't, make things worse.
What do you mean make things worse?
Well, I mean, have you ever had a train just run through your city without tracks?
No, because that's not a thing that normally happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your point.
And he sits up, kind of shaking his head. Alright. I have to brace myself for the cold again. Aster, Helia, what are you doing as the whistle blows?
Aster opened the door and is crawling out because he was asleep on the floor. If it was enough to make, Arthur do a deck save, Aster absolutely got
Remember,
for a minute.
Well, no,
Tsubasa had pushed Arthur.
so it was more like being shooken up for Aster.
Still enough for Aster to just be on the floor, like, coming out of the room. What happened?
The train
Tsubasa
stopped.
got sassed by his child.
Arthur, shut the fuck up.
Really? Again?
No, what?
At this point,
Aster!
it's weird that it's happened twice, sweetie.
My own boyfriend. Can you
Aster, what's your passive perception?
Perception? 17. Not good. Insight is 23.
Passive perception is just fine. You do notice that there are fading, like, damp spots in the wood, as if someone had walked in basically with either drenched hair or just out of the ocean. And one walks into the room you were in, and one walks into the room across the hall from Ilsena's.
Can I do a history check to see if I know of the Lantean's existence?
Sure.
Nope.
No.
Fuck, walk around here wet.
Why are you wet?
A couple of kids.
Why are you blue?
I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it.
Be the running joke for a little bit.
It really is. But yeah, no, Aster does question what the fuck happened, why there's wet spots. Yeah, no, Tsubasa just we actually stopped to pick a couple of kids up from Atlantis earlier.
This wasn't real.
You're having this conversation with a different person about a place that might not exist.
Okay, listen, I have already had to practically wrestle Lance over Christmas magic. Don't make me wrestle you over whether or not Atlantis is real. I talked to them.
Alright, I believe you. He's gonna walk past over the here.
That's actually a relief. Anyways.
Helia, what are you doing?
I mean, she could hear her friends having a loud conversation, so she's staring down the hallway at them at this point. Like, what the fuck, guys?
She gets away from Tsubasa, just, hey.
Just peeks around the corner of the door and just shoos Tsubasa a little bit and just... Helia,
Yeah?
are you joining us, or are you going to be sad all the time?
Damn,
I mean-
he called out.
Fuck off, Aster. Joining you for
Come over
what?
here and-
Okay.
Come over here and do it!
Excuse you! We haven't had that kind of conversation yet. Did he just freak Aster?
Fuck off.
I think you can say yes.
I haven't had that conversation yet. Me realizing I meant to say, come over here and say it to my face.
The cackling.
Yeah.
But Lex does give Helia the look of motherfucker kind of look.
She looks confused.
I think we're
You don't want to meet Santa? You don't want to? Is that the issue here?
No, I was just confused as to what you were all shouting about and what was going on.
it was about Tsubasa getting sassed by a child.
A
Okay,
9-year-old
that's
again, specifically.
Try it again, see
So-
what happens.
A
I'm
normal
going.
everyday event.
Good grief, you guys have it rough all the time, don't you?
Actually, quite comical.
I don't think being sassed by well, I mean, I do that to Dad all the time. Anyway,
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, but when you do it, it's funny.
no, it's not. He stretches like I usually get put in timeout. I'm in my 20s, and I get put in timeout simply because he's strong enough to lift me.
Dead, you're small.
So, like normal.
I will end your life.
That just sounds like a normal Sunday with Mom, or Ogasama.
Being put
Your
in
life being ended?
out?
Wait, what? Hold on, two people talked at once. What?
What'd Cayde say?
I said being put in timeout.
I said your life
No,
being
I'm
ended?
talking about someone being strong enough to put you into timeout no matter how old you fucking are.
Oh,
Well, I mean, have you tried picking me up?
yes.
Not you.
Me?
I can try now.
Go ahead.
He's going to try to pick up Lex.
Roll a strength check.
Dirty 20.
Nope. He budges slightly, and he goes, impressive.
Can I?
Are you made out of cement?
That's what Uncle Gray said, honestly.
Aster raises his hand politely.
Tsubasa's going to scooch around to Aster to push him over to Lex, just like, no, go ahead, you try.
Herald strength. Lift.
No roll needed, because this is your one use of it today.
Yeah. Oh, you think I've been sleeping for so long?
You do lift him, and he seems a little startled. I'm just, what the hell?
By the way, Aster just arm around the waist, off the ground. Very gentle, very safe.
Tsubasa
Blink,
just...
blink, blink. Are you using magic?
No, genetics.
Tsubasa openly huffy because, god damn it, I'm not that scrawny.
Again, it's genetics. My dad can turn pure tungsten into paper.
Still, are you able to pick him up, Arthur?
You've seen me.
Oh, right, yeah, god damn it.
Practice, first time, points to himself, genetics.
Tsubasa turns and points at Helia. I know you can't pick him up.
Hold on, let her try.
I mean, I can't. It's a fact. One time I had to support him for like 30 seconds and I almost fell over, so.
No, try.
A while ago. Believe in yourself. Girl power. Give it a try.
Girl power.
Aster switching to himself. Come on, girl power, bitch. Let's go.
So it's a strength check, yeah?
Please roll.
Strength check low DC for a specific reason.
Oh, god.
Not that low DC. No, fuck. We can't give the help action.
No, you do fine. You struggle a little bit, but you realize you're not actually doing anything. It's Lex bullying Tsubasa because he has a gem underneath his shirt that is ever so slightly glowing.
Oh, you...
Looks at Lex, giggles.
Now this is just not fair. How is she able to pick him? Are you actually picking him up?
Lex winks at you.
Hey,
Yes.
27 insight. Can Aster catch on to this?
Yeah.
He stays absolutely silent, straight face. Cool.
Mean to Tsubasa.
Tsubasa just throws his hands up and just like...
Tsubasa.
He just
It's okay,
throws...
Tsubasa. We can't all be this powerful.
I am going to fucking fight
Sweetie.
you, Arthur. Meet me in the arena when we get back to school. Come on.
Well, hold on. Some of us are strong, some of us are fast. You're fast, sweetie. And
You hear Lex start to die laughing straight up, like he's just cackling.
I hate all of you right now.
No, you don't.
You suck. You.
She sure does.
hey, yo.
The fuck.
I've met her boyfriend.
I don't think he's my boyfriend, but okay.
But you know who I'm talking
Out
about.
of wedlock?
And grins.
You know what? I'm going to go to the train car with all of the adults. Maybe they're a little bit more sane.
From what I've seen,
No. They're
Probably not.
not. You've met them. You know they're not.
Yeah, no, he gets as far as the door before they all just go no, and he just sighs, head thunks against the door.
Defeated.
I am being bullied by my friends.
But I won't put all the tokens on this map, but you do hear like basically over the quote unquote intercom. The conductor go, "All right, we're not quite at the North Pole, but I've been requested not to make stops directly in the middle of town for personal reasons. So we're going to take a short walk, and hopefully none of the Yetis find us." Click.
The Yetis.
Do you think we'll run into one? Like
I-
the most hopeful kid look at everybody.
Aster, I don't think running into the Yetis is something that we want. I know how much you love animals. Let's not risk things, please.
Yetis are. He's gonna like start searching. Right. I don't have my books on me. I've been told not to summon market. I have a book on wildlife. This is one of the wildlives.
I love you so much. What now? Why is your special interest popping up right now?
Because I'm autistic. Which I don't think Caesar or Carlos was. Was I created with autism? And that's where I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, no. At this point, Tsubasa has started laughing. He's still leaning against the door, but you guys can see his shoulders shaking. No insight needed.
So, do you all, as the train comes to a complete halt and people start leaving their cabins and starting heading towards the front, do you lead the way or do you wait for other people?
I believe we're some of the oldest people in the train car, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aside from
Yeah,
the
why not?
chaperones.
Yeah, let's lead the way. I don't know.
All right. Yeah,
Split it
they lead the
50-50.
way.
Aster will hold the rear with Lance, probably.
Mm-hmm. Razz and Azazel have been catching up considerably, and Razz just says, "Give me a souvenir. I want to make sure this counts."
All right. We can do that.
And I will put the map up, but put your guys at the bottom with the rest of the chaperones, right?
All right.
Okay.
Too long.
It is very long.
But as you all start to walk, it is freezing. I think the only reason that Lex isn't affected is probably because of the pajamas he's wearing. And even then, he looks very disgruntled. Like, in the sense of he does not like it here. He can probably still feel some measure of Jill.
Hmm.
He's a cold, wet cat.
Yeah. And he just woke up from the equivalent of that
Coma.
wasn't a nap or a sleep, but it sure felt like something.
It was
Does
a
light
coma.
generate any heat?
Light itself is more of a empty kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't generate heat so much as it generates, light.
Does darkness generate heat?
No.
Damn.
You've been to the Dark Realm. The answer is no.
Looking at Tsubasa with the fire affinity.
Yeah, but it's Lex and he's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, good counterpoint.
It will. He probably would drop back to walk beside Lex after they've been walking for a while, just like radiate, just.
Just surround him.
No, after would he even be able to summon a little flame or something?
Do you try?
Yeah, he tries.
It works.
Yeah. He holds it over towards Lex, just like, is this helping any?
A fire spell? Around trees and snow?
The snow would keep the fire from burning them.
Oh,
I know that.
And it's a contained spell, Lex.
I'm fine, okay? I'm good. I'm
You can be good,
allowed
I'm
to
cold
be
as shit.
uncomfortable. I have been told by Mom that uncomfortable is a thing I'm allowed to feel. Just bear with me.
Alright.
Okay, just because you're allowed to doesn't mean you have to if you don't want to.
I don't think anybody wants to be uncomfortable.
Well, sometimes.
Aster,
Shutting up.
thank you.
Did we get a cackle out of Helia?
Yes!
I snorted, okay? Like, that was funny.
Aster, about to reveal who would like the uncomfortable. Tsubasa, just don't. Okay.
You see the conductor and one of the chaperones with the majority of the group stop and hold up a hand of stay back a little bit. And Kaguya, who is one of the other chaperones, just walks forward with her hounds, with Susu and Sumi.
Susu, when Tsubasa is also called Susu, keeps throwing me off. Anyways.
That's Susu, you're boss.
Aka.
Shut up.
No.
No.
My God.
Stop that.
Anyway, moving on.
Curse, I hate it here.
I will fucking dip right the fuck now.
Yeah,
You're not special.
I'm not?
Bitch, you're my best friend. Doesn't have to be the other way around. And currently, let's do a count right now. Roommate, best friend, moron adjacent. Hi, how you doing? Your partner, and then there's you. You are special to us, but I will still fuck you up. You are not special enough to be not fucked up.
Yeah.
2v1, let's
Yeah.
go.
Hit you with a WWE move right in the giblets.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Boom.
Oh.
Anyway,
RKO out of nowhere.
killing you, Vern.
We're crackheads.
We started
But,
this energy, we're gonna finish with this energy.
Oh yeah.
So, Kaguya steps forward about 10, 15 feet. And Aster and Tsubasa, and Aster a little bit. Aster, Tsubasa, Arthur. Fuck! Anyway, moving on. I will end your existence, don't.
You promise?
Please don't turn into the line cook at my fucking workplace.
Oh, that
Anyway.
was something that was said.
Yeah. Because I told him I'd kill him and he just like promised and walked away.
Unhinged.
I would never.
My line cook is the worst. But I love him. Anyway, moving on. Kaguya steps forward and you three hear the two hounds, the two black and gray dire hounds, start to growl.
I really hope that's not the Yetis.
The kids behind you don't seem to notice the growling, only that a chaperone has stepped away.
Aster's gonna command Zippy, hey, distract them for a minute.
Aster. Not right
I'm
now.
gonna check it out.
They're already checking it out.
Okay, out of the 10 times shit happens around us, how many times do we intervene?
Maybe just this once we can rely on the adults for this?
Fine.
For right now, let's not do anything that will get the kids worried. And he does do that sort of gesture behind them to where the group of kids are.
Mhm. And in that moment, you hear the whistling of something moving very fast, and then the crash and crumble and toppling of trees. As if something was thrown into them ahead of you.
Yeet.
This bitch empty. Yeet.
And Kaguya dashes forward. And the conductor goes, okay, we're taking a bit of a detour. And starts to lead the kids around to a different area. And probably towards a different way of leading them towards the North Pole. What do you guys do?
Arthur kind of wants to get clear, close to him and whisper, "What was that about?"
Not sure. Kaguya seems to be confident she can handle it, so.
Tsubasa creeping up around the other side of the tree.
Why don't you let us round the back end while you lead the kids, just in case, you know.
I want to proceed.
What do you say again?
Why don't you let us round the back so while you lead the kids, just in case you need a little extra room.
You get a slight nod so that the kids don't notice. And he starts to lead them away with the other chaperone.
Tsubasa is trying to see if he can see or hear anything else. Should I roll perception?
What's your passive perception?
24.
And kind of like this direction.
Which way is this direction?
I'm on the wrong layer. Give me a second. And sort of like this direction, you swear you see a black hood. But there's also black pavement and black stone and black cliff face behind it that you swear there was shifting of fabric. But it's gone.
He's going to get closer to see if he can at least see any footprints or something. Just...
You guys see Tsubasa starting to head towards this sort of location.
Now that he's closer, can he discern anything else?
Roll investigation.
Always with the investigation. Dirty 20 though.
We'll stop investigating.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
You
No.
do see footprints. A lot of them. More traffic than should be here. But it doesn't look like normal footprints. It looks like a hop there, a skip there, rush dragging footprints, the drag of a blade. Sort of a fight, almost.
Huh. And does it look at least somewhat fresh?
Yes. You do see very, very faintly on the snow, because it has been snowing quite heavily as you've been here. You very faintly see traces of red.
Well, I can see why the conductor is leading the kids off. Just... He turns back and steps back towards Aster. It's just, there was a fight here, Aster. Something happened.
You hear this static of magic having just passed behind you, and Aster, you saw the streak of light just where he had been standing. And it crashes into the tree over here. And Kaguya whips to face you guys and goes, "What are you doing? Go back!"
Oh, okay.
Aster walks over to Kaguya. How bad?
She turns to face an odd-looking woman dressed in what looks like a light blazer, though it looks kind of padded artificially. Thin jeans and barefoot. And her every piece of open skin is wounded. Even her face has taken quite a few hits. And her hair is short and sort of in a bob, though the underside is an icy blue while the outer edges are sort of a silvery white. And she's unconscious currently. And Kaguya goes, She seems to be an ice elemental, given human form, but I'm not sure.
Her?
Yes.
May I?
May you what?
I have a thing with people with magic. An affinity, if you will.
Okay.
He is going to hand on the elemental's shoulder, I guess you would say.
She has a human form, about as tall as you.
Alright. Then hand on her hand, and is going to just kind of pulse a little bit of magic in, see what the response is.
Roll Arcana for me. No response.
What's the redhead doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He seems to be walking off a slight distance.
Does he look like he has a goal?
He does. He stops at the tree that was splintered slightly.
That's all I needed to know.
Aster's gonna try again. This time he's going to use one hand and pull out a little pocket instrument. Those squares that when you ting them, they kind of ring. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember the name of the instrument. Best played with two hands and using your thumbs.
I know what you're talking about.
He's going to kind of play that a bit. Just to kind of concentrate more Barbie-based magic, if you will, this time when he tries another pulse. See if there's a response.
Can Tsubasa lend the help action by humming along with what he's playing?
He'd shut the fuck up. While you're doing that, go ahead and roll me Arcana with advantage.
He's not. I will say he's not summoning Barbie. He's just using it like the channel, the specific patron magic. 15. The +1. Ugh.
You feel her through your magic take a breath, but she is still unconscious. She seems to have exerted most of, if not all of, what to her would be your mana.
He's going to look at Tsubasa.
Tsubasa,
Yeah.
as you're walking around, there's a familiar static electricity in the air. An overusage of magic, almost. And you recognize this feeling because it's the same feeling that you got when sparring with Okasama, with Papa, with anybody who had a keyblade. Someone just summoned one behind you.
Tsubasa's going to fucking spin around at that. Like, he had walked around Aster to get closer to this ice elemental to see if he could check on her and see what he could do. But before he can fully kneel down on the ground next to her, he feels that static and he whips around with his fists raised and somewhat defensive but ready to react kind of a stance.
Kind of far away from you, you see a cloaked figure, dressed in all black, face completely hidden, bearing a keyblade that looks odd. It looks like it's wrapped in thorns and haloed around the guard with familiar nobody thorns. And then, as it raises towards you, it turns as if to hear something. And though you don't see eyes, you feel a smile, as if to say, you got lucky, as a dark portal starts to open.
Wait, he steps forward just going, wait, hold on, who are you?
One step back. The portal is almost nearly fully open.
Hold on. He's going to dark dodge up into this guy's face to try to get a look underneath the hood.
You see a smile, but you don't see expression. You don't see a face. You just see the smile underneath the hood and a whisper of, back up. And there's a thunder wave as you're pushed backwards. And you all hear the crack of thunder, and Tsubasa, fucking ow, your
Ow.
ears.
Just, he's pushed back, trying to resist being pushed back, but just his hands covering his ears as he just, ow.
And this person backs up into the portal, does a little bow, and disappears.
He stares at where they had been before he starts looking around, trying to see if there was anyone else, if there was anything else that could pop up. He's even reaching out with his magic to try and find out.
You sense nothing. It was only that person, whoever they were. I should clarify. You sense nothing.
Like, not even traces of magic?
Nope.
Just Tsubasa still looking around, still trying to find literally anything that could be another threat. But wait, how? And eventually he turns to look back at Aster and Kaguya. Just almost as if to confirm that he wasn't the only one who saw that happen.
Aster's staring. Just checking. You good?
Yeah, all he did was hurt my ears with that, but I can't even feel the traces of the spell, Aster.
Portals don't normally have them.
No, the thunder wave. I can't even feel that.
Silent spell? Or could be a Keyblade ability?
Keyblade was definitely involved in that. Whoever that was, they have a Keyblade.
Yeah.
Eventually he does move back over to the group, just half slumping against Aster of the, oh geez, that could have gone so badly.
Yeah. Mistakes made. You learn from them.
And you both, with Kaguya, see this ice elemental take a deep breath and start to rouse.
Aster has been doing that like check-in thing the entire time, just like occasional pulse. Are you alive?
It
Cool,
has
you're alive.
it has taken a good number of pulses to even register that she's still breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tsubasa will crouch down next to her, just, hey, can you hear me?
Her eyes flutter open, and they are an icy silvery white. Like they almost blend in with her sclera. And she just, huh?
You were low on mana.
What?
You were low on mana.
Aster, hold on. What's your name?
Holly. The town calls me Holly.
Holly. Alright then. Were you fighting someone here?
Fighting?
Or did you see a
And
fight?
she suddenly has wide eyes and jumps to her feet and starts to move.
Wait, hold on. It's okay. There.
Aster has not
Where?
let go of her.
Where's
The man in the hood?
Yes.
He's gone. I saw him disappear through a portal. He left.
And I did my job. And she slumps back down onto the ground.
Were you supposed to defend against him?
I suppose your books and your stories would call me a Yeti. I am simply an elemental of ice. I choose this form because it's kinder for people.
That is a very fair thing to do. The Yetis in the books normally aren't pictured well, prettily? You are very pretty.
Human shaped. More
Yes,
close
that.
to
Not just
Sasquatches.
right, yeah, not just the pretty part. Mm-hmm.
She smiles and closes her eyes again and asks her, do you feel her kind of pass out? She's very, very low on mana. Well, the equivalent of what would be mana.
Tsubasa, knowing his affinity is fire, and this is a being of ice, me sharing my mana with her will probably not be a good idea.
Could I passive insight to guess what her monotype is?
Sure.
23.
She called herself an ice elemental. The problem is that she said that she takes a different form to make people feel safer. That doesn't sound like an ice elemental. Ice elementals are generally, yetis and full forms of ice and armor and spikes. Defenders. She looks kinder, more soft. You have a feeling that she did sort of a white lie. She is less ice and more cold light.
He'll pull out. I don't know if I can. He'll summon, and this is gonna be me doing my best. Garden of Void that has a light spell embedded in it, and he's going to try and use it like an electronic transfer, where you pump in DC from one point and it comes out AC. So he's going to try pumping in dark magic through his Keyblade and touching her gently with the end, while trying to funnel that the Dance of Bereavement magic through it. So like funnel the darkness into the Dance of Bereavement and have it come out light.
Make a charisma check for me.
Fuck you!
Oh, oof.
I want you to know that was majority fucking 19 and then just flipped over to a 1.
Ouch.
That hurt.
I would say nothing particularly bad happens. All that happens is that you spend Dance of Bereavement from changing it. And nothing really happens. She's still hurt, damaged, passed out. Probably has a concussion for her species.
Yeah. Tsubasa does watch this happen, and after a moment, just like, we probably should just get her back to town before anything else happens.
I can pick her up. Kaguya goes.
Yeah, do that. But before allowing that, he's gonna try one last. He's gonna try to do it one more time.
Make a charisma check.
I'll laugh if it's another nat one.
MP. This one will be 16 MP. So he's gonna just come on, jumpstart.
That's good.
19.
Nice.
You feel the magic this time take hold, and what tension was in her shoulders and her upper torso and kind of in her jaw relaxes as you kind of understand that you healed her, but it isn't showing on her actual visage as she does need rest.
Then he will desummon Garden of Void and just kind of one of her arms around his shoulder, waiting for Kaguya.
She kind of no diff picks her up as if it doesn't mean anything to her.
Just a okay, you ready? Oh, okay, cool.
And she starts to walk. And starts to head back towards the group.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was just gonna whisper this. Where was that portal?
And he will check to see if anybody is looking before he goes to point out where it had been. Which was about right here, wasn't it?
Hmm?
The portal was about right here, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So he does point it out to Aster. Just try not to make it too obvious you're doing something, alright?
Nod.
But he
When
will.
asked, I had to go pee. And he's gonna walk off to that area.
Funny how you said you weren't gonna do anything and then proceeded to do something.
No, that's just going to get Tsubasa going, Aster, wait, okay. Just following after him, just... Look, I don't know if this guy is going to just pop back up through the portal or something. It just...
Well, that's what I come over here to do, so he doesn't. A gate works uniquely. If you mastered it, you can summon them here, there, wherever you want. But sometimes they're different, connected. My shadow is one of those connected ones.
Alright.
If I can absorb this one, I think I can make it to where he'll have to cast a new one rather than just a recast.
Alright. Well,
I don't know. I'm going in blind. This is all my assumptions. I have no knowledge of this. Just, I don't like how he walked off. I want this vacation to have no fucking hitches. And he tried to give us a bump, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Just... I guess be fast before they notice, alright?
Yep.
How are you doing?
He's gonna move himself to where the sun kind of moves his shadow over to where the portal was. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna kind of mumble. Anyone got any ideas on how this might help? And he's gonna ask the group in his connected list, which is Market, Missy, Edie, and Baby. Because Zippy is with the kids.
You feel the head shakes of not being sure from all of them. even mark it. But there is in your shadow something else. You feel it as you kind of scramble to get an answer from all of them. It's a familiar feeling.
He'll lean down towards it, hand on his shadow, and fully expecting himself to be wrong, he'll go, Sleipnir?
Instead of gold eyes, red eyes appear in your shadow.
Does Tsubasa see this as well, or?
Yes.
Just the sharp intake of breath when he sees the red eyes.
Who are you?
You know me. You were the one who shot me out.
I shot you out?
Yes. You don't remember?
Stuck in a time loop. Might not have done it yet.
I was the one who told you, jackass, and the red eyes soften into something more orange.
Hey, look, it's Apollo.
It's just the. Oh, hey, buddy!
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Man,
Apollo?
I was a dick. I will admit.
Your mother says hi, by the way.
Oh, good. You told her.
She knew the moment I showed up at her shore. I didn't have to tell her. You are hearing this too, by the way, Tsubasa.
I am hearing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Tsubasa is now crouched down by the shadow, just like, okay, there's definitely something happening.
What do you need, Aster?
How do I close a dark gate?
Someone had summoned a portal where you are right now, and they left through it after. Well, I guess that attack was from them earlier. I think they were going to attack again, but something had called them back.
May have pissed off something in the Dark Realm before, so having gates open and about aren't my favorite thing to leave.
I'll handle it. For now.
No. Apollo.
What?
How?
You hear an intake of breath, not a sharp one or a deep one, just an inhale. Only seekers can do it. Dominance as well, but only seekers.
Good thing I'm going for a twofer then.
You feel the eyebrow raise more than you see it.
I had proper therapy and realized what I wanted to do in life.
Good. At least one of you has, and looks at Tsubasa.
I've been getting therapy too.
Uh-huh.
Focus. Nerd.
There is a spell. It is called Seal. I can't exactly explain how to use it. It's sort of a royalty thing. Because if everybody had it, they could do anything.
Then can you show me at least now so we can seal this one?
Sure. You just hear the sigh of like, I'm going to get in so much fucking trouble with your mother from this kind of sigh.
You can fully blame me, or better yet, blame Hydra after.
Yeah. They've been talking quite a bit, actually. But he does reach out of your shadow and tap you on the forehead with like a claw rather than a hand. And you, for this moment, will have to use 50 MP to cast Seal.
You have enough, yeah.
Which,
Short rest. So I had the short rest, or long rest, whatever you want to call it, that let me do my Herald Strength. And didn't summon anybody. I pulsed off about 5 MP and took a couple pulses. I have 166, so yeah, should be able to do it. I'm probably in like my 40. I'm probably in the 40 range right now, so I'll just even it to about 40 MP left in my thing.
What was that, Trey?
I'm just mostly wondering if there was any way Tsubasa would be able to help, or if this is all an Aster thing.
It is sadly all an Aster thing. It is not something you can help with.
Unfortunate. He's here to provide moral support then.
Yes. So, Aster, there's no roll for this one. Not yet. But how does your version of Seal look like?
It's not ominous, quite the opposite actually. It starts as a stem, a seedling, and then sprouts into flowers of the dark realm, forming a constellation. And after they formed what for this one is the Orion constellation, the seeds kind of burst, sealing the dark portal away, and basically making it like a, hey, you're not gonna do that here again.
And it exhausts you. Even with having mana left, this is a spell that, as of this moment, with casting it, you know there is a reason why he said that only Seekers can do it. And Dominance, but mostly Seekers.
Just the send. Ooh, no.
Hey, look, your bones are like jelly bent the wrong way.
Tsubasa just gently reaching over to pat Aster.
So what do you do?
What do I... what? Oh, yeah.
Aster seals it and then just kind of looks at Apollo from his shadow and goes, thank you. Hurt like a sumbitch, but thank you.
First time always does hurt. And the eyes close. And you don't feel that familiarity anymore.
This is more to himself than to Apollo, honestly. He just goes, I hope the next time I see you, I'll be in the Dark World, friend.
Come on, Aster. Let's get back before they start to wonder where we ran off to.
Yeah, fair. Come on.
Well, that's happening.
Ooh.
Helia, as Kaguya comes over with the kind of tired, exhausted body of what you as an artificer from your studies understand as an ice elemental of some kind. Though she looks off for an ice elemental, you just can't place it.
A real
Yeah. Fucking villager noise.
Oh.
But you do, before she comes back with this ice elemental, you do hear Lex talking to Arthur about what he saw. And do you like peek in on that conversation?
She's standing 5 feet away. It's not intentional eavesdropping, but it sure is happening.
Arthur.
Yes.
He tells you that he wandered away because he felt something off in the distance, but doesn't really want to summon his Keyblade.
Mm-hmm.
So he kept his distance. He was being careful, and he emphasizes careful as if to tease you.
Right.
But he does continue and say that he saw the Keyblade of the person that was over there, and he recognized that they were wearing dark material made out of, darkness resistant wear. So they might actually be holed up in the dark realm most of the time. And he gives you this look of, I'm going to go there. Like, I'm
Right
just like,
now.
yeah, no. It's that look of, I have something new to do when I'm not in eyesight of you. It's just like, ah, shit, kind of mentality.
There's a problem with that one, bud.
He laughs. What's the problem?
It most definitely won't involve.
He just grins and goes, I can convince Dad to let me go to the Dark Realm. How bad could it be?
Spoiler
He's
for the
already
future.
kept...
No, the fuck you can't.
Okay,
You
I'll
know,
ask Gray.
you might actually just instant death right there.
What do you mean?
God, how am I gonna? Oh my! How do I explain this to him? Ooh. Okay. You know how you're a nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think your heart is? Weird.
I'd presume shattered.
No.
Like, he says this kind of loudly.
No, it's not.
Yeah? Why do you say that?
Because I met your heart.
He goes to say something and then just pauses, because he does not know how to react to that. I feel like Helia is trying to contain laughter.
It's just so awkward, man!
Helia, the most real person 5 feet away from a fucking telenovela. Armando, I must tell you.
Even like trying to hide the I'm trying not to laugh and I'm still listening to you idiots.
I heard you, Yuffie.
I must tell you, I met your brother. My old husband.
Your
Like,
twin.
like that,
Unhinged.
Would you prefer hinges in this group?
I don't know.
They're $1.45 where I'm at.
Stop
But us,
making
bitch,
him
we're
cackle.
priceless.
I can hear him down the hallway.
Good.
Okay, pause the recording. I need to take a break.
Okay, alright. We are recording again.
Lex kind of looks at you with that expression of, I don't know how to react to that. When did you... Like, audibly goes, when did that happen?
God, honestly, I thought you knew. I think I just accidentally checked the box because I talked to you. So I was like, oh, of course you know. It was during when we went with Vernal to that one world that I'm not gonna try
Iris?
to say the name. Yeah, Iris. Fuck.
The Sunny Lane place.
Yeah. That's why I have the band on my arm now. Well, yeah.
Well, what did you do? That's a band of pure darkness. I've been able to tell for a while.
I shook a hand. I a part of me was in the realm of darkness, Um,
You
conveniently,
actively see him getting more and more worried.
it's been a while.
Doesn't make it any better.
And then I was near you, talked to you for a little bit.
Well, that's definitely not true.
Sorry, conflating. And then I healed, and it hurt me. Well, it didn't hurt me. It gave me the black band.
You hear Eos just go, he's not gonna believe you. He doesn't believe shit. He has no faith. I know. I would know. I have all the faith between the three of us.
I said all. That's all I have.
You just hear the rant and rambling of like, I have all the faith, he has all the trust, and I don't know what Ambrosia has, but it sure ain't pixie dust.
I pixie dust.
Just the rant and rambling of someone who tuned into a conversation halfway through. And Lex doesn't seem to notice naturally that Eos is talking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I guess I have to believe you. I trust you. But please don't do anything stupid. I can just talk to Dad and Uncle Gray and, see if they'll let me go. It can't be that bad.
It's very bad. Like, honestly.
We'll talk about this when I get back, for real, okay? But for now, let's just actually relax. And you hear Eos go, I don't think I can ever do that. That's not ever been a thing I could do. Like, honestly, like, you get the rant again of like, you know me, you know us. We can't relax. That's not a thing we can do.
You know what? Arthur repeats what he says.
You get a blink. He's like, what was that for? And Eos is laughing.
It's that band.
Like, so you have someone who's willing to insult me. Great. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. It was like, God damn. From Eos, it's like, man, I really do have depression. That sucks.
You think I feel being between two depressed people?
Two. I don't got depression. I got beef with God, but I ain't got depression.
Bullshit.
The oldest form of depression, beef with God.
Tsubasa at this point just leans over Helia's shoulder, just like, how long have they been at it?
I don't know anymore. And she sort of like wheeze laughs.
At what? Oh, hey, telenovela.
And then you see, like, as they come over and as people start to filter back in towards the road, you just see Lex kind of fluster for a moment and go, let's talk about this later, okay? I was just trying to inform you about what's going on, idiot. And just walks away. He's like, shit. Eos is just laughing.
Tsubasa watching Lex walk away, just like, when did Lex become a tsundere?
Eos immediately to you is like, that's not what's happening here, but okay.
I think it's more of a kundere.
Wait, to who? To
Arthur, because
Okay,
Eos
yeah.
can hear everything around him. And then you, as one of the last parting messages from Eos, is just, I wouldn't assign myself a dere because I'm not an anime whore, so.
He said he's
But
not an anime whore.
He says that out loud?
Yeah.
Tsubasa's just staring at Arthur now, just like, alright, I did not expect those words to ever come out of your mouth.
You need to hang out with him more. He does it in private. It's daunting.
To be fair, it's not my words, so
You still said them!
I'm merely a vessel for the words.
You just hear the shudder of as you disconnect from air. So just like, don't ever say that again, kind of shudder.
Oh, I get some peace and quiet.
Bullying.
We're going to have to
But,
behave when we're actually in front of Santa. I hope you all fucking realize this.
I do. Watch your profanity.
Arthur,
Sorry.
Yeah.
as you walk, start to like follow after Alex, you feel a tiny little hand, like grab yours.
Which one?
It's Aku.
Twin.
Oh, hello.
His soup one, I believe.
What's up?
She just goes, "You were talking to yourself."
He does
Are you
that
okay?
he does that sometimes. It's normal. Tsubasa just grins at Arthur.
Yeah, I think out loud sometimes. It's not a problem. It's a thing. That's really it.
Mama says talking to yourself can lead to like mental health stuff. Make you feel lonely.
I can assure
wanna
you.
talk to me?
Well, that would be nice, and I will. Contrary to what your grandmother, I never feel lonely.
Aww, romantic.
Yeah.
Get bullied.
Aku gives you a look of concern for a moment and goes, Are you a good Keyblader, mister?
I think that's for you to decide. If you believe my actions are bad.
She actively like pauses and has like the kid loading gif on her face. Of like, you've given me a moral quandary. I am 9. Like
Good.
and she just sticks by you as you start to head off towards the town. Not answering, but just kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you guys do?
How sneakily can I make a snowball?
Girl sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Alright. 17.
How
I
bluntly
say-
can you make a snowball?
What was that?
Nothing. I made a joke. I thought it was muted.
I'd say you were able to somewhat sneakily manage it. There's the chaperones that catch you, but they don't stop you because it's snow.
Yeah, no, as long as he doesn't get stopped, after a moment he turns around and chucks it at Arthur.
A surprise attack, isn't it?
What do I need to roll?
Roll dexterity. No advantage.
Dexterity, right?
Dexterity.
Okay. Ooh.
You bitch!
Can I use sleight of hand to do it as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
What do you do?
I throw the ball.
I roll dexterity save now?
Yep.
Fuck.
Humph.
I told you to see what happens next time you do something.
At this point, there's no sneaky about it. Tsubasa just gets the biggest snowball he can and lugs it at Arthur. Just like,
Request.
not done yet!
And Aster hand the biggest snowball that he could muster to Tsubasa.
Aku kind of hides behind Arthur in that sense of, ooh, fight happening. And just airplane ears and puffy tail.
Now, Tsubasa's laughing this entire time, though.
Aster, instead of doing this, will run up to the child, empty-handed, and go, come on, come with me. I have a fun thing.
No.
Fair enough. And he will run to the rest of the kids, and he'll, like, go, snowball fight!
Ooh.
To start chaos.
Roll persuasion with advantage because these are kids.
And there are two quote-unquote adults already throwing snowballs at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And with a 23, he will also point to the group behind them, ignoring the adults. Mainly just Arthur, Lex, and Helia go, they're bonus points!
Oh no! I have to now protect Aku now. That's the thing now.
Oh wait, fuck, that's right. Sorry, Cherry. Helia, Lex, Tsubasa, bonus points!
Yeah, Tsubasa just looks at Aster with the fucking how dare emote. Just, my own boyfriend!
You get smacked directly in the face with a snowball when you're saying my boyfriend internally. Just pump.
Christmas joy.
Yeah, no, Tsubasa does stand there for a moment, and he slowly reaches down, gets the biggest snowball possible, and then just runs at Aster before he chucks it more point blank at him.
Aster will accept it, go down, and begin building basically a snowman's base of a snowball.
Aku, for you, Arthur, Aku looks unnerved, not because of what's happening, but because you realize this is her first time seeing snow.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just literally the cat in gently being placed in water, and she has a sneaking suspicion that it is water, and she does not like it. Like,
This doesn't look like water, but it could be water.
Could I
No,
use Shield of Faith on her? So just in case any stray snowballs, can I get
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, you can, and it's very adorable. How does your shield of faith look?
I think. God, how would it look? I think it would look like a little dome that has like kind of like a design of God, what is that? You know, like something you would see. Yeah, just like an intricate design.
So
Of-
lattice work?
Yeah.
I see. So a dome-like lattice work around her. All right. She looks around a little bit and then realizes that she's no longer as cold and also not really being harmed by the water that she does not like that is on the ground and everywhere. And she just keeps close to you as if she thinks that being close to you is what made the thing happen. The child logic of, oh, I am near this person and this thing happened and this person did it.
Yeah.
So she's going to stick by you at least until town. But there's a snowball fight happening. And the chaperones are exhausted. The conductor
Aster.
The conductor looks amused and is standing off to the side with the other chaperone and just waiting.
I'm gonna do a cute thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Zippy's going to come up to Aku and just offer snowball. Like 2 hands offering snowball.
Roll persuasion flat.
$30-20.
So I'll put it to you this way. She does take the snowball, but she doesn't throw it. She seems unnerved by how cold it is.
Zippy will, once she's taken it, slowly move and point to Aster, who just so happens to have his back in the most smug, standing over the chaos, facing her. And he will start nodding to her.
She just hands it back and shaking her head. It's mean to hit people.
He holds it, stares at her, hands it back, and then does the dumping motion.
She looks up at you, Arthur.
Hmm?
She seems to be looking for confirmation that it's not mean to throw a snowball.
It gives like an okay sign.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. Now, there is also the fact that there is probably a lot of laughter around her at this point as all the kids start to get into throwing the snowballs.
She does not chuck it at Aster. Chucks it at Helia. Humph.
There will be a shock Zippy face, a call out, and Aster will turn and go, I was right here, posed and everything. Oh, you got hurt. That's funny.
Absolutely baffled Helia expression.
Come on, Helia, join in.
Why?
Because
it's cold.
But it's fun.
It's cold and I'm in my pajamas, Sue. Please.
Helia.
Pelted by another one.
Helia, yeah, no, you get pelted by 2 different spots. Because Aku has slowly been building up a little tiny snowball in both of her tiny little hands.
Love this child so much. Ugh. I'm gonna throw a snowball at Aster. How dare he start this?
Dippy is going to be helping Aku build the snowballs because he doesn't feel cold.
She holds one up to you, Arthur.
What was that about Aster?
Oh, Helia's hitting you with a snowball, Aster.
Oh, the arrogant.
At which point, Tsubasa just starts laughing. Just.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Aku is holding up a particularly fancy-looking snowball that looks dastardly packed. Like, it looks like it will hit and knock somebody over, but not hurt.
He like points himself and he's like, for me?
Nod, nod, nod. Excited.
Takes it. Also throws it at Aster.
Okay, I think I'm good.
And then turns to her and
Aster's now hitting the... Aster's now hitting the fucking Miss Keisha pose.
Arthur turns to her and gives her a thumbs up with like open mouth smile. Like, yeah.
Tsubasa at this point is going to be throwing a snowball at Arthur again. Just pump.
She takes one of her hands back from holding yours, gives a like big snowball, and just heaves it at Tsubasa.
Now he is on the ground next to Aster, Oh my god, she dead pose.
Oh my fucking gosh, she fucking dead.
He's laughing. He is laughing so hard. That's the main reason why he can't get up.
Oh, I have an idea.
What?
Very cute idea.
It's probably going to have to be our last idea because we're at 2 hours even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aster's gonna run up to Aku after recovering and go, first of all, wonderful shot. Second of all, you want to make a really big snowball?
She goes to hide behind Arthur again. Similar to like a little sister going, "Oh no, this stranger!" Like, congratulations, the cat girl has imprinted onto you.
Arthur?
Hmm?
Big snowball?
Why don't we do it together, Aka?
She smiles at you and nods. So what do you guys do? How's the last scene right now?
Aster's going to begin. Essentially, he summons the full crew first off. With that, like, everybody needs to enjoy a good snow day. So now it's him running around with several little helpers making this giant snowball with Aku and Arthur, and it's just going to be on go, ready? And just roll it towards their group. Lex, Tsubasa, and Helia.
Right after Tsubasa goes to throw one at Lex, too. Fantastic.
Well, good luck hitting Lex. I wish you the best of luck. But
He's not expecting to hit Lex.
Lex has been reluctantly letting himself get hit by the kids, but you're not one of them. So
I would like to trap Lex then. Zippy, holding hands. Friend? Right as the snowball begins to come.
Oh, this is so chaotic.
I will say it hits him, and he just almost does a bird-like squawk of indignation, and just kind of falls back and just hump in the snow. And he just doesn't get back up. Arthur, you know that he's probably sulking. Sad, miserable, cold, wet cat.
Absolutely 100% real. Aster screaming, Miss Tisha! Oh my god!
Tsubasa is just dying. He has not gotten out of the snow yet. He's probably going to have a cold when this is all done and over with.
So, I want you to understand, as the last little thing that's going to make you giggle or outright cackle, Lex raises his left hand into the air and goes to make a gesture with it, and you swear he's about to do a thumbs up if he's okay, and then after he flips you off.
Yeah.
Children! No! They're gonna learn this from us! And I'm gonna be blamed!
So
I think it's a good place to call it.
And he flips him
yeah,
back off.
no, I'm stopping the recording now. I'm stopping the recording now. We're good?
Yep.